our bodies, our earthly, physical needs. And for such a short time together every week, we have the opportunity to focus on our whole lives. Not just these earthly lives that come and go, but these eternal lives that are so big they will one day escape our bodies. So we tell stories. We sing songs, we offer prayer, we ask questions. We practice living a life that is so big and so full that it will one day outgrow these vessels of ours. We practice living as God calls us to live, not just as we've been living already. So no matter who you are, and no matter where you place your faith, you are invited to come with us today on a deeper journey. In the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 1 through 9, we get this story that is all about what it means to look at the lives we've been living and hear the call to go deeper. Long, long ago, there lived a man named Abram. Abram was 75 years old. Abram had lived his entire life tending his father's field and his father's farm in a land called Haran. Abram was married to a wonderful woman named Sarai. They'd been married a long time, and they never had children. As Abram and Sarai were entering into what we might call their later years in life, with no children of their own to support them, they were going to be trusting the estate, Abram's father's estate, to care for them in their old age. And it was at that moment, in the life of Abram when God called to him. Abram, God called, go. Take all of yourself and go from your father's land. Take all of yourself and leave the house of your kindred. Take all of yourself and go to the land I will show you. I will bless you and make your name great, and I will give this new land to your offspring. Your offspring who will be more bountiful than stars in the sky, too many children to count. Go where I send you, and I will bless you and make you a blessing to others. It wasn't until Abram was in his final years that God called him. It was at the moment in his life when he was preparing to retire that God called him to do something brand new. It was after living an entire adult life without any children of his own. A life of heartbreak and disappointment. A life of uncertainty and fear. It was after living that entire life that God promised to make a nation of Abram and Sarai. Something that should have been physically impossible. These bodies of ours, this earthly life we live, they're important. But they are not everything. The life you have been living, the work you have done, what you have built, the families you've created, the connections you've made, the failures and mistakes that you've encountered, it's all important. But it's not everything. God calls you to take all of who you are and go on this deeper journey. You are not just responsible for yourself and your family and your work. we are responsible for one another. We are not just here to collect and consume until the day we die. We are put here to be good stewards of all God has given us. To not just enliven our own existence here, but to prepare for generations that have yet to be born, yet to be dreamt of. You are not put on this earth to be constantly busy. You are not here to suffer quietly by yourself. You are not here to fear and worry each day until this earthly life is over. You were created for more. God calls you to take all of yourself and discover more. Something beyond fear. Something beyond outrage. Something beyond anxiety. Something beyond a demanding schedule and a growing list of tasks. Each and every one of you deserve love. You deserve service. You deserve a life that is so filled with purpose and meaning that it will outgrow your body. A life so large that it demands to be set free. God calls you to take all of yourself and go. Go someplace new. Someplace you've never been before. For the purpose of receiving a blessing and then blessing others. Go. Respond to God's call. And we will be here every single week to journey right along with you. Growing in faith, anchored in love. If you're comfortably able, please stand and join us in singing hymn number 492.